All right, it's fight time. Woo! Yeah! Hey, who you guys got? Who you got over here? Who you got?
A good time. A good fight. A good fight.
Good fight, yeah. Woo! You're getting it ready. It's almost time. It's almost time, baby. Yeah. Gosh, look at that. Look at those numbers, man. Wow. Look at that. Woo! Look at that. Man, woo, it's time. Oh, let's go. Give me a prediction, baby.
Man, hey, real talk, my boy Manny. And then, when Mayweather get knocked out, no excuses, man. I don't want to hear none of that shit. None of that shit. That guy finna spank that motherfucker. He's too fat. Woo! He's too fat.
Tell him, baby. Tell him, baby.
Man, Mayweather be running, man. He gonna be running and shit. Hugging himself.
Whoa.
Feldman both scored about the same, 116 to 112. All three in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. He is now the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO
Already know.
and still undefeated.
There it is. Well, there it is, guys. I had it 8 rounds to 4, and it looks like the judges got it right.
All right, guys. G-Funk is here, post-fight for the fight of the century. You know what I'm saying? You know, the fight that everybody's been waiting for 5 years now. All the debate, all the talk, all the nonsense that's been going on in the YouTube boxing community it's finally over. Mayweather gets the decision unanimously, and I agreed with the scorecards, man. Or at least 2 of the judges had the same score as the 2 judges that had 8 rounds to 4 for Floyd Mayweather. One judge had it, I think, I don't know, was it 10-2 or 9-3, something like that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go over my scorecard real quick. So round 1, I gave to Floyd Mayweather. Really wasn't much going on there, but I thought that he landed the cleaner shots and boxed better that round. Pacquiao was trying to find the distance. You know, we all know that he's that mid-range guy, so you know he's trying to find that distance to get his punches off. But I felt like Mayweather controlled the ring that round and landed the cleaner shots. Round 2, I gave to Pacquiao. Now that was a close round. I mean, wasn't a lot of activity from either guy. Not a lot of clean shots from either guy. Floyd, you know, he's doing a lot of clinching in this round. That's probably the main reason why I gave the round to Pacquiao. I feel like he was coming forward, and you know, he was, you know, trying to land shots, and Floyd really just, like I say, just too much clinching for me in a lot of these early rounds, and I'll get into that. And I gave both rounds 3 to 4, so I have Pacquiao winning 3 rounds in a row from 2, 3, and 4. Rounds 2 and 3, I just felt like Floyd just did too much clinching, man. I mean, it was getting close to, you know, Klitschko-ish for me. And if you guys are subscribers to me and you watch my videos, you know that I just don't like clinching. I just don't like it. I hate it when Klitschko does it. So, you know, I gotta stay consistent, man. And clinching, again, it's illegal in boxing, right? Now I know that you know, obviously people do it, but it just, to me, it just gets, when someone does it too much, I can't reward them with the round. I mean, not to say that Floyd wasn't landing any punches in these rounds. I mean, he was landing the cleaner shots all night, but for me in these particular rounds, it was just too much clinching for him. So I just can't give him a round where he's doing nothing but clinching. Round 4, that was a big round. I think that was one of the most important rounds of the fight, and I'll get into that after I give you the rest of my rounds. I thought Mayweather came back and won the 5th round, boxed well, landed the cleaner shots. Round 6, again, Pacquiao had a big round. Was throwing some flurries against the ropes on Floyd. Gave that round to Pacquiao. So after 6, I had it 4 rounds to 2 for Pacquiao. And then from round 7 on, complete Mayweather, every single round on my card. He decided to use the legs and counter shot from the outside. He did come forward so a lot of the time. Well, no, I don't want to say a lot of the times. A good amount of times, more than usual for Floyd. He came forward and decided to try to back Manny up, which I think is a good strategy because if you look at Pacquiao, some of his past fights where he has had trouble with guys, they back him up, and to me, he's just worthless when he's backing up. He cannot fight going backwards, and Floyd obviously understood that and decided to back him up with a good jab. And once he started to land those counter left hooks over the top of Pacquiao's lazy right jab, I knew the fight was over. I believe it was like round 7 or 8, somewhere around those rounds where he was started to land those hooks over the top. I think he landed like 2-3 in a row in one round, and I was thinking in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I think this fight is over. Pacquiao, he didn't have a plan B, man, and that's Roach. I don't know, man. The guy gets all these Trainer of the Year awards, but I just have not seen many improvements in Pacquiao since he busted out on the scene. And that's something that I've said during the whole Marquez saga. They kept saying they were going to make adjustments to the right hand, and they never did. And Mayweather's right hand was landing a lot last night. And I thought that he controlled the ring for the majority of the fight, landed the cleaner punches for the majority of the fight, played defense better the majority of the fight. Pacquiao was the aggressor, but there's a difference between being the aggressor and being effective when you're doing it. Excuse me. And that's something that I have to argue with people a lot. I think just because a guy comes forward that you should just automatically give them the round. No, you got to be doing some damage, man. And the only times that he really did some damage was round 4 and round 6. Now, round 6 he had some good success, landed a couple of good left hands, and I think he landed a right hook somewhere in there. I think ended up getting Floyd against the ropes and throwing some good flurries up top into the body. But round 4 for me was, oh man, I was pulling my hair out during round 4 with 1:25 to go, right? Pacquiao throws a brilliant left hand. He countered Mayweather's jab Mayweather's left jab with his own straight left. Caught him clean and rocked him. It was clear he was pretty buzzed. I know some of you extreme Floyd fans are like, oh, he wasn't that hurt, No, Floyd was hurt. And I can tell you why he was hurt, because it took him almost 40 seconds before he really threw a meaningful punch after that. In between those 40 seconds, he threw like 3 little lazy jabs and just covered up against the ropes. That tells you right there the man was hurt. Floyd why would he just back up against the ropes and let Pacquiao pound him, right? This is something that he always talks about Ali. That's not boxing or whatever, laying up ropes and let somebody pound on you, yet you were doing it for fun. No, he was hurt, Pacquiao caught him with a clean shot. The problem I have was Pacquiao, once he realized that he rocked him and he stumbled against the ropes, covered up, he started to unleash, some flurries on him, up top to some punches to the body. And then he just backed off and let him off the ropes. Who does that? Why would you do that? I was yelling at the top of my lungs like, why would you let him off the ropes? Why? And then, I didn't hear the commentary, thank God, when I was watching the fight live, but I did watch the fight again. But Al Bernstein and Roy Jones, they both said that was a smart move by Pacquiao to let him come off the ropes so that he wouldn't punch himself out. It's like, when you have a guy hurt against the ropes, really, you shouldn't let him off, number one, in my opinion. Number two, you don't have to throw nonstop punches until the guy falls down, you could pick your shots if a guy is hurt against the ropes, like Floyd was, you know. But just keep him there, you know. Throw a jab here and there, you know. Throw a punch, you know, right hooks, lefts to the body, you know, a couple punches up top. You know, you don't have to just keep going like Pacquiao was trying to do, you know. You could just keep him there and throw shots, pick your shots, but, you know, don't let him off the ropes. I think that Pacquiao missed a golden opportunity there to really do some damage to Floyd. And, you know, hey, it is what it is, man. And that's his. I think that was a huge mistake, man. I just do. And, you know, the 6th round he had some success too, but the 4th round for me was the biggest round of the fight. I think Pacquiao really missed a golden opportunity. You know, you should never let your guy off the ropes like that. But you don't sit there and throw a million punches in a row and try to chop the tree down in one round, you know. Pick your shots, man. I mean, he was just sitting there against the ropes, you know. And just don't back off and let him off. Because we know Mayweather he wanted Pacquiao in the center of the ring. You know, that's where he wanted him. And then you back up to the center of the ring when he's against the ropes, man. I just don't get it. You know. But, yeah, I had it 8 rounds to 4, man. I thought Floyd, like I said early on, he was clinching a lot, which is something that I don't like. But he went back to boxing the second half of the fight and won it comfortably, you know. Was this a beatdown or an ass kicking like some of the Floyd fans would say? No, absolutely not. Floyd outboxed him and he won a boxing match, you know. There was no ass beating by either one of these guys. Nobody got their ass kicked or, you know, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. That was just not the case last night. But, you know, there's a reason why I wait and do my videos about a day, because I want to, you know, soak everything in, watch the fight again maybe. And, you know, they did do some extra coverage on ESPN. Now, I heard that ESPN was, man, they were doing some serious hating on Floyd after the fight. My boy, Mr. Pound for Pound, who was at my fight party last night, go subscribe to his channel. He called me up. He was like, hey, man, you got to put on ESPN, man. Hey, they're going off on Floyd. I missed it. If anybody saw it, was Atlas and Bernard Hopkins and a few other people. If anybody's seen it, you know, if there's a link or a video, please let me know. I want to see it. But I heard that they were bad-mouthing him pretty bad. You know, I watched the post-fight press conference, and then that's when Team Pacquiao came out and said that they had hurt their right arm, and they were denied a shot for him. And, you know, I don't know if that's an excuse or not. I mean, obviously I don't, you know, I'm not on Manny's team, so I'm not around him. I'm not in the gym with him. I don't know if he really did hurt his shoulder or not. To be honest with you, I don't think it mattered, because even if he did have a right hand, and I mean, he wasn't able to cut off the ring on Floyd. I mean, his footwork was horrible. He was lunging in a lot, like always, and getting counter shot when he was lunging in. You know, you have to be able to cut off the ring. You have to be able to anticipate movement. Pacquiao has good enough foot speed to do that, but someone has to teach him how to do it. And I don't think Freddie Roach is the guy for that. But I just think it's too late in his career to switch trainers. You know, if this was a younger guy, I would say, you know, hey, you got good tools in your tool bag. You just need somebody to, you know, show you a couple more things. But I think it's a little too late at this point for Pacquiao. He is what he is. And, you know, that's that, man. As for Floyd Mayweather, you know, I liked what he said at the post-fight press conference where he was like, all you riders who were bad-mouthing me, saying that I was scared, that this guy was going to beat me, you know, I want to hear what you say now. You know, I could appreciate that, man, because, you know, you always have that, you know, that good feeling inside when you prove people wrong, you know. And he proved a lot of people wrong last night, man, because there was a lot of people that were saying he was afraid. And, you know, I never thought he was afraid. I mean, when the very first fight negotiations broke down, you know, it did seem like he was a little scared. But as time went on, I think, you know, nah, I don't think he's scared. You know, I just think I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to wait, hype the fight. I mean, they made a ton of money last night. And, but, you know, I like that he said that, you know. And, you know, some of those reporters, we know a couple of them that really don't like Floyd, but he went after a couple of them, like Dan Raphael, of ESPN. That guy is just an abomination to boxing writing. You know, the guy is just horrible. Can't stand him. But he was asking some of the dumbest questions in the world to Floyd after the fight. Like, oh, how does it feel to have a check? You know, why don't you talk about the fight, moron? You know, is it because he proved you wrong? You know, but anyway, just a few things I want to touch on here. You know, I was wrong in my prediction because I predicted Pacquiao to win a controversial decision. I was thinking that this fight was gonna look like the Marquez fights, where it was, you know, controversy all the time, but somehow, some way, the judges seen it for Pacquiao. I thought that's what was going to happen, but it didn't. The judges finally scored. They finally gave credit to boxing. We've seen a lot of robberies lately where guys have outboxed opponents, but the judges give the fight to the guy who was coming forward just because he's coming forward and he's not really doing damage. I thought that's what they were going to do last night, but they didn't. Probably because, you know, there was a lot of people watching this fight, man, and they didn't want to make boxing look bad with another bogus decision or something like that. But, you know, even Floyd's father was concerned with the way Floyd fought last night. I mean, you could hear him yelling. It's the first time I've ever seen him do this to his son during a fight, where he was just yelling at him, saying, you know, throw that left hook right after that right hand. You know, you can throw a left hook, you know, and I think, you know, he was telling him, you know, they're gonna take the fight from you, Floyd. I think what he was trying to say to Floyd was, you know, you need to do a little bit more to show the judges that you're winning this fight. You know, Floyd really didn't land a lot of combinations. He didn't really throw a lot of combinations last night. It was more just, you know, counter punching, jabs, and stuff like that. You know, good counter left hooks. But I think he could have opened up and, you know, threw some combinations and had success against Pacquiao. You know, Pacquiao, you know, his defense is horrible. You know, I mean, he was getting hit with everything in there last night. Really, he just relies on his reflexes and putting his gloves up to block punches. Doesn't really slip a lot of punches, but I think if Floyd did open up, he could have had some success in there, but I also think that Floyd kind of understood that Pacquiao's hand speed was good enough to catch him, possibly in the middle of a 2 or 3 punch combination. You know, Floyd understands that. You know, he's a smart guy. You know, he knows even as good as his defense is, if he decides to open up with a guy who's just as fast as him, if not faster, with good power, you know, he could possibly get caught with something. And again, we saw Floyd in the 4th round when he got hurt. It was a counter shot, you know, off of a single punch. So that's just my opinion, you know, because the times that I've seen Floyd hurt in the past was when he was opening up and he got caught in the middle of something, you know. And but I was kind of on the same line as Floyd Sr. when he was saying, you know, they're gonna try to take this fight from you because, you know, you're not throwing enough punches. Basically, you know, he kept telling him throw a hook after that right hand. There was a couple of rounds in there where he said it. You know, he's yelling at him. Like, well, you know, I think he said, what's wrong with you, man? You know, throw that left hook. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing, man. I was thinking that, you know, they was going to rob Floyd at the end of the fight and give it to Pacquiao. Just like they did Marquez the 3 times. But they actually got it right this time. And, you know, I'm glad that they did, you know. Because boxing, you know, gets a bad rap. And there's already people that are complaining about the fight. That Floyd played it too safe. You know, I agree he did play it safe, but you know that's okay with me, really, because I appreciate boxing. You know, there was a time when I was younger where I was like, "Come on, stand and fight," but you know, as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate the you know, the artistry, I guess if you want to call it, of boxing, of making guys miss and making them pay. You know, using your legs, using good angles, setting traps, things like that. You know. You know, that's his decision to do that, and you know it won him the fight. So you know, you can't really hate. You know, it got him the win, and pretty comfortably on my card. But you know, fans, they just want to see blood. They want to see entertainment, which is understandable because people paid a lot of money for this fight. You know, $100 for the pay-per-view. I had a lot of people come to my house. They all chipped in on the fight. They all brought, drinks, food. And if you guys are watching, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. I had a great time watching the fight with everybody. Some people were disappointed though with the performance, which is to be expected, And Floyd, I know I was watching ESPN last night, and they kept showing tweets from the celebrities. Of what they were saying about the fight, some of them talking trash. Excuse me. I can't really complain about what they're saying because, again, they're the customers, and they paid money, so, they have a right to complain. And Floyd should be, he should expect that because we all know that his style of fighting is not the most entertaining to the masses, To the boxing hardcores like myself and others in the YTBC, we appreciate it and we understand it. But, to most people, they just don't. They see it as running. They see it as being a coward, being afraid, not wanting to fight. So, I get it. And Floyd, again, he made his own bed. He's got to sleep in it. He made himself the villain. He wanted to be hated. He gets hated on. That's what he wanted. So, when he finally got in there with the golden boy, quote unquote, in Pacquiao, he played it safe, and fans, again, they're going to criticize him, man. So, that's on him, man. I think he could have definitely fought a little more in the pocket because Manny's, he's not an inside fighter. I think Floyd could have got the best of him on the inside. I mean, every time Floyd smothered him, Pacquiao just let him do it. He wasn't getting rough on the inside. He wasn't trying to push him off and do a little dirty boxing or nothing like that. No, he just let him hold him and just sat there and let the referee break him up, and then they were back in the center of the ring, which was, Floyd's plan the whole time. So, it is what it is, guys. Hate it or love it, but Floyd Mayweather wins the fight, and he's gonna go down as the best fighter of this generation. I have no problem saying that myself. Is he the best of all time, like he calls himself, the TBE or the GOAT, whatever you want to call it? In my opinion, no, he's not. I don't think he is, and I don't think he ever will be. Just because he retired undefeated, there's other fighters that retired undefeated. Obviously, they talked about Rocky Marciano. They talked about who else? Oh, Joe Calzaghe, he's undefeated, retired undefeated. No one ever talks about my man Ricardo Lopez, though, who's 51-0. But, that's another video. But, will he be an all-time great? Yeah, absolutely. Will he be the best of this era, of his era? Absolutely. But the best ever? Absolutely not. Not in G-Funk's opinion. But, yeah, I know I'm carrying on a little bit, but, hey, it's a big fight, man. There's a lot of things to be said. So, anyway, that's my piece right there, guys. Hope you stick through it the whole time. I hope you enjoyed the clips at the beginning of the fight party, And, if you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And, this is G-Funk, man. I'm out.